Today we are learning a new math vocabulary word. That word is regrouping. And if we look really closely at that word, we see re, and then we see group, right? And we know, we've heard re before in words like redo or rerun. And in all of those cases, that re, that prefix that's on there, re, means to do it again. Right? So that's what redo means, that's what rerun means. Re means again. We're going to do something again. Well, in this case, we're going to regroup. So we have our tens and ones grouped together, and we are going to regroup them or group them again in a new way. Now, how do you know if you need to regroup your numbers? Well, we've talked before about the magical math number, which hopefully you remember is 10, right? Our whole number system is made up of the number 10. 10 is the magical math number, okay? And so we know that we have to regroup or group something again when we have 10 or more ones. Now the beautiful thing is you have 10 fingers. So hold up your 10 fingers and I want you to say, we regroup when we have 10 or more ones, okay? We take those 10 ones and we make a new 10. Again, we take those 10 ones and we make a new 10. Regrouping is when we have 10 or more ones and we make a new 10. So let's take a look at what that looks like with our tens and ones rods. Look at what regrouping looks like with our cubes. So currently I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 one cubes. Now 12 is a 2-digit number. It has a 1 in the tens place and a 2 in the ones place. We can't put 1 and 2 in the ones place, so we need to regroup 10 of our ones and turn them into a 10. So I'm going to do that with my 10 rods. I'm going to take 10 of these, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I'm going to swap them out for a 10 rod. So I still have 12, but now I have a 1 in the tens place and 2 ones in the ones place. Let's try another one. Let's say I have 12 plus 4. Now I ended up with 2, 4, 6 ones. Do I need to regroup? No, I do not. And the reason is I don't have 10 or more ones. Remember, when we have 10 or more ones, we make a new 10. We don't have 10 or more this time, so we're going to leave it as it is. This number is 1, 10, and 6 ones, 16. So now let's add 5 ones to our 16. Okay, I've got 6, so now I can count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now I have 11 ones. I cannot put 1 10 and 1 1 both in the ones column. I have to regroup 10 of my ones and put them into the tens column. So I have 10 or more ones. I'm going to make a new 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to trade those out. And my new number here is 21. So we're going to practice some more of this in our math book today. Today we are looking at how to regroup ones as tens. Our essential question for this chapter is, how can I add 2-digit numbers? Here's our problem of the day. What are we skip counting by? What's the pattern? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well, between each of these numbers, we go up 5, right? So plus 5, we are skip counting by 5. This would be plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. Okay, so today we are exploring how we can use models to add 2-digit numbers. So let's take a look and do some exploring. If I have 13 of these little 1 cubes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a lot of 1s, right? But I can separate them into a group of 10, which would make it a lot easier for me to count them, because instead I can just look and say 10 and then add on 3 more, right? So let's put 10 of these together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when I have 10, I really can trade these in for an actual 10 rod, right? I can regroup 10 1s as 1 10. So then I have 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, I didn't add any more cubes into the 13, didn't take any away. I just regrouped those 10 1s as 1 10. And then I know that if I have 10 plus 3, that equals 13. Okay, so let's look at a few more problems of regrouping. So we're going to use base 10 blocks to model the addition problem and find our sum. So again, I have 47, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spread these out a little bit. And then I'm adding 7. So I'm going to do 7 over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Now, I have 7 1s plus 7 1s, which equals 14 1s. And I can't have 14 1s in the 1s digit. So I have to regroup 10 of these. I know that I already have 7 here, right? So I can add 3 more over. 1, 2, 3. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have 4 1s left over there. Now I'm going to trade in this 10 for a 10 rod, and then I can move that 10 rod over into the 10's place. And so now if I look at what I have, I actually have 5 10s because I regrouped those 1s and 4 1s. So my answer is 54. All right, so this says Mrs. Dory's class has raised 65 cans for a food drive. Kendra is planning on bringing in 4 cans. Jamel is planning on bringing in 6 cans. If only one student brought their cans, which student would cause you to regroup when adding his or her cans to the total? Add to find the new total if only that student brought in the cans. So we only regroup if we have 10 or more 1s. Listen to that again. We only regroup if we have 10 or more 1s. So, for example here, we've got 65, so let me pull out 65. 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, if I add Kendra's 4 cans, 1, 2, 3, 4, I now have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69 cans. Now, can I regroup these ones as a 10? No, because I only have 9 ones. I cannot regroup 9 ones. I have to have 10. Have to. So, let's take away those 4. Let's see. Maybe. Let's take away 4. Those were the 4 that Kendra gave. We didn't have to regroup when Kendra gave. And let's check on Jamel. So Jamel had 6 cans to add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now let's see how many ones we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now we have 11 ones. Do we need to regroup? Yes, because there's 10 or more ones. And in this case, we have or more, right? We have 11, which can also be written like 1, 10, and 1, 1 cube, right? So we're going to gather up 10 of these ones. I'll move this out to the side. Okay, and we're going to trade them in for a 10 rod. Okay, and now we can more easily see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 10s and 2 1s. Okay, and that says the student that would require regrouping his or her cans is, and that would be Jamel, because we had 5 1s, we added 6, and that equals 11, which is more than 10.
Regroup ones as 10s. Find 27 plus 5. We can use base 10 blocks to help us find the sum. First, use 2 10s and 7 1s to show 27. Use 5 1s to show 5. Next, if there are 10 or more 1s, regroup 10 1s as 1 10. There are 12 1s, so we can regroup 10 1s as 1 10 and place 1 10 in the 10 section of the work mat. Now we can write the number of 10s and 1s. How many 1s are in the 1 section? 2. How many 10s are in the 10 section? 3. 3 10s and 2 1s is 32. So 27 plus 5 equals 32.
All right, so you are going to need your math book. Turn to page 171. I would also like for you to grab your base 10 blocks. You may push play when you are ready to complete your Math in My World page. Okay, so we have here 19 plus 3. So I'm going to show 19, which is 1 10 and 9 1s. There's 19, 1 10, 9 1s. And now I'm going to add 3 more to 19. Now remember, the rule is that if there's 10 or more, we need to exchange 10 1s or regroup 10 1s for a 10 rod. We have to move it over into the 10s place. So let's see if we have more than 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Do we have more than 10? 11, 12. Yes, we do. So let's take these 10 that I counted out and let's trade them in for a 10 rod. So then we can easily see that we have 2 10s and 2 1s, which means that 19 plus 3 is 22. And that is in case that is true, right? If we put 19 in our heart and count up 19, 20, 21, 22, we get the same answer. Okay, so it says, now we're on page 172, the guided practice. It says that we are to find 27 plus 5. So step 1 is going to be to show the 10s and 1s. We've got 27 here at the top, right here, and then we're adding the 5 to it, okay? So it says if there are 10 or more 1s, that's the rule, 10 or more 1s, then we're going to regroup 10 1s as a 10. In this case, we have 10, 11, 12 1s. 12 is more than 10, so we need to regroup 10 of them. So we've regrouped 10 here. We're moving it over. And so now we end up with 3 10s and 2 1s, which equals 32. All right, so we are going to use our work mat, which you can print off, and base 10 blocks. If you don't have work mat 6, you can also just use your whiteboard and write 10s on one side and 1s on the other, and then you can use that as your work mat, or do the same thing with a piece of paper. So here's what I want you to do. On your work mat, I want you to put out 1 10, let's do it up here, and 5 1s, and then we're adding 8 1s. So add, once you have 15, add 8 more 1s. You should be doing this with your cubes, or with your base 10 blocks. And 8. Okay, so we've got 8 1s plus 5 1s. If I count those one to one, I've got 13 in all. So I do need to regroup because 13 is more than 10. So we are going to do, let's see, we have currently we have 1 10 and 13 1s. But we can't leave it like that, right? We can't have 13 1s. So we're going to pull together 1, 2, 3, let's see, here we go, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to do this too. You should be making a group of 10. Take those off your mat and add another base 10 blocks. So now we regrouped 10 1s as 1 10. Yes, we did. And how many do we have now? We have 23 total. Go ahead and write that in. Okay, and now keep your mat as it is. We're going to start with 23. And now we're going to add 6 more 1s. So put 6 more 1s on your one side. And let's count how many 1s we have. 6. I can count on. I don't have to start back at 1. 7, 8, 9. So I currently have 2 10s and 9 1s. Is 9 bigger or smaller than 10? It is smaller, right? I have less than 10. So do I need to regroup those 1s? No, I do not. So I end up with 29. Okay, you are going to answer this question in pages. You're going to tell me how you know if you need to regroup. And here's a hint for you. It has something to do with the math